we didn't experience it, so I can't really
What
talk.
What exactly is the postpartum?
Postpartum is like when you
It's
like
like
mentally, you know what I mean, like
after pregnancy.
Yeah,
right?
after pregnancy,
It's,
you
it's
having
like you having withdrawal from the kid.
Yeah,
From the kid.
Yeah,
That's what it's. That's what it's defined as.
yeah.
So pretty much,
It's a hormonal imbalance. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like
I thought it was something like depression or something.
I mean,
that's part of it too.
Yeah, that's all of that.
Yeah, I mean, but it's hormone
it's
imbalance.
coming from
The baby.
the baby. You know
So
what I
it's a
mean?
disconnect from the baby.
It's not a disconnect. I think it's more of just mentally you stressed. You know what I mean? Like you just. So the baby is what's causing it. So the more you got to be there with the baby, you know what I mean? It's amplifying your condition.
I mean,
Right.
listen, we can sit here and Google it for real, for real.
What the postpartum?
Yeah.
It's because it's called postpartum depression, right?
Yeah.
Postpartum.
Yeah, I had to go in wardrobe, man. I was a little hot, man.
I'm good because you're making me feel like I'm high. I'm good.
The weather breaking out, fellas.
Yeah, it got warm.
Yeah, it
today.
definitely did.
So you
man.
didn't throw on the goat T-shirt today.
Yeah, got warm today.
You know what I mean? You ain't hot, bro?
No, I'm good.
Still rocking the sweatsuits?
Still rocking the sweatsuit. I'm gonna be rocking the sweatsuit all summer.
The fly ass sweatsuits?
Good thing about the sweatsuits, you can just take the jacket off.
Take the jacket off.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Still leave you.
Or you can put
Some
it on when it
flexibility.
get cooler at night, in the evening.
Yeah.
So what's up, fellas? It's good.
Chilling, man.
We back. The Pod, Weather the Storm Entertainment presents The Pod. I'm your host, Dwayne Weathers,
Ramein Jones.
Phil White.
the co-host. You know, we here. I mean, coming back. We at episode 13.
13.
13.
Yeah.
And we got 13 in the books, y'all.
13.
Woo! That's
Time fly.
Time
Yeah.
is definitely fine.
Yeah.
It seemed like yesterday we just really started putting everything together, man.
it do.
I mean, we still putting it together, but just seemed
Yeah.
like we just had like, you know what I mean, yo, let's be doing the pod. All right, cool. You know
We
what I
just
mean?
been going, going, and just looking forward and not looking back, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Pivoting when we have to pivot, just
Right.
keep it moving.
I mean, and that's the key part of life. You know what I mean? Just being able to just keep moving, no matter what, you know what I mean, obstacles come your way. Just being, hey, you know what? We're going to move and shake how we got to move. So,
Consistency.
yeah.
And it ain't been easy, y'all. You know, a lot of research, a lot of hard work, a lot of changes. Like I said, a lot of pivoting. But we've been doing interviews for the last couple times. So today, what we gonna do today? We just gonna bust it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, just talk a little bit, talk about some of the stuff been going on, and you know what I mean, a little bit about ourselves, because you know we got a lot going on.
Plus, I don't think we never really introduced ourselves to the people watching out there.
Yeah,
you know?
not
Nah.
not thoroughly.
not
At least.
thoroughly.
Not thoroughly.
right.
You know, we
Yeah,
you know, everybody got walls up about their personal lives, but
Yeah.
we've been talking, and we gonna let y'all in our lives a little bit more.
Tad bit. That's a
Tad bit.
Tad bit.
Tad bit, be a little bit more transparent, you know, get some footage of us out doing stuff, this, that, and the third, and, you know, just let y'all in a little bit. But as far as this episode, we're going to talk about some trending topics. Like we said, talk about some of the stuff we've been into. I said the weather's nice out here today.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's been
I got
cold
a
all
t-shirt
weekend.
on. It feel good having a t-shirt on. Take the hoodies and the sweats off. So
yeah. I took my grandson out to the park. Well, we went walking first, but before I left out, I was like, let me throw throw a little hoodie. Let me just take my hat out, because we're gonna be walking around the development. And I got outside. I'm like, nah, it's too warm for this. I let him keep his hoodie on.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't need no hoodie. I got a hat. I got my hat in my pocket. So it's, this weather's been crazy,
Yeah,
because it was
definitely
just
been crazy.
chilly and windy.
Like 30
2-3
degrees
days ago.
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Just yesterday was in the 50s.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to drop again later on this week.
Yeah. So
Supposed to drop. We needed that rain though.
definitely need the rain. Definitely the rain. Always need rain.
It was rainy weekend all weekend.
Yeah.
A lot going on the weekend. I know they had the Philly Legends of Hip Hop concert Friday.
Yeah.
I was gonna go down there and represent Rob, but I ain't feel like going, so I just gave my ticket away.
Okay.
I was gonna give it to one of y'all lucky followers and subscribers, and I got to work on that. You know what I mean? I ain't have enough time to put it together, so y'all better make sure y'all stay tapped in because you never know when I'm gonna give something away like that.
Yeah,
So
some giveaways.
Yeah.
giveaways, some merch. We're getting ready to start, putting the merch out. So y'all better stay locked in. If y'all ain't on YouTube, y'all better catch us on some of the other social media platforms.
Weather the Storm Entertainment.
Might be some, some giveaways. Might be some cash out there too for you.
Make sure you subscribe.
Like, comment.
All the above.
All the above.
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna go down there. Me and Phil, we went to the first one over Jersey, and they killed it.
Yeah.
Who was the lineup?
It's EST.
Okay.
It's Schoolie D.
Okay.
It's DJ Cash Money and Marvelous.
Okay.
They added RC LaRock to it.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, Down City Winery Friday.
Okay.
So he turned it out with Maestro. Lee and Den went. So I was.
Okay, so they did make it down.
Yeah,
Okay.
they made it down there, and I seen some of the posts on social media, people talking about it.
Right.
That's how when you can represent, legends. I mean, everybody got to be recognized.
Yeah, I know the
Should be
show we went
recognized.
to. It was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
DJ
really
Cash
good.
Money
Yeah.
did his. He tore it up. And that's what everybody was talking about, Cash Money. Remember when we went? He was he was killing it on there. So
Yeah, that was a nice show.
Yeah, that was
and
one-
a nice venue too.
yeah,
down there.
yeah,
Wilson's.
yeah. That was Wilson's, the first
Wilson's,
one.
yeah.
But this one
Okay.
was City Winery.
City Winery.
And I've never been to City Winery yet.
Yeah,
That's why I really
been
wanted to
there. I've
go.
been there. They be having some
of-
good
a lot
venues
of-
there.
nice
Yeah.
events, yeah.
lot of
Lot of
events. So
Yeah.
that's going to be one of the spots that I check out this year. Maybe we can go down there and represent it as,
down
as
there
a
this
pod
summer.
and do something down there. So
Try to
heard
get
it was
it
a
this
sold
summer.
out too. Yeah, I heard it was sold out. But sorry, Rob, I ain't make it. And mentioning Rob, make sure y'all go back and check out episode 7, The Greatest Man Alive. That's Robert E.S.T. Waller. We had him right here on this couch. Multi-Grammy Award winning artist. Wrote all those hits for Beyonce. So y'all go back, check that out.
It's a real good interview.
Yes,
on the
yeah.
pod, you know what I
Destiny
mean?
Child.
Make sure y'all like that and subscribe too. So I know what else was going on this weekend, fellas?
You had to fight.
Well, first last week you had all the grandkids, huh?
Yeah. I mean, all the grands is here. I got 3 grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All for my son. I got 2 kids. My daughter, my baby girl, she's what, 20? How old is Jada? 25? 26?
Yeah. Wow. 26
The
years.
time be flying, we be forgetting, right?
I think our birthday coming up, so she'll be 26.
Right.
That's right. Her birthday in May too,
Her
right?
birthday in May too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be 26. My son, he's 29.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he got 3 kids. So, they all, here. They was at the house. We was just hanging out. My granddaughter, she just turned 1, so she had a, 1-year-old birthday party.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday.
And that event, went well. The kids
So you
turned up.
y'all been busy in the crib.
It's just been all pop.
It's been pop for the last 2 weeks, huh?
Pop.
Pop.
Yeah, it's been pop. But
That's a good
ain't
thing,
Nothing,
though.
ain't nothing better than it though.
No, but like now comparing to raising your kids and your grandkids, like what's the
And we all witnessed it from our parents and our grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that same dynamic. You like, yo, why you wasn't like this? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so you know what I mean? It's I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's like it's just different, man. Like it's you don't have the burden of actually raising them, but you want to impart your wisdom still to your kids and give it to your grandkids. You know what I mean? So you can just nothing but love on them. You know what I mean? Like, and that's all we do. It's just you know what I mean? Like that's,
minor discipline, a lot of love.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like I was reading something. You know what I mean?
You raise them pretty much from a distance, but you're gonna give them
Right,
everything,
you know what I mean? Like-
all the positive stuff that they need to do.
Yeah. I was reading something. Somebody was saying like, yeah, like I had my grandkids, and you know what I mean. Like when they come over here, they know, from grandmama, everything is yes. You know what I'm saying? So that's you know what I mean. That's what it is. You
Right.
just love on them.
But it's
man.
always seemed like with your grandparents, you have a different relationship. It's kind of like you you respect them to a higher level, but at the same time, they like your best friend where you can go to them and tell them stuff that you don't tell your parents.
And that's
you know
because
what I mean?
it's like, because your parents, they too busy trying to discipline you.
Right.
Your grandparents, it's like, nah, we're not going to really discipline you, but we're going to teach you.
We're going to raise you.
You know what I mean? And you just look at it from a different aspect. You know what I mean? Like your parent, you always look at your parent like you always trying to tell me what to do. You know what I mean? Where your grandparents might be like, hey, you know what? I wouldn't do that if I was you because X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? You know.
This is what I want to ask y'all, because this is something I've been fighting with, because you know I got one child, one daughter. Shout out to my baby Shakita Almeida. I love you, baby. I got one child, and I think me and her mom did a pretty decent job raising her. But I never got a second chance. Y'all got second chances and got grandkids, this, that, and the third. And it's like, what's the difference from the first time to the second time? You know, when you get that first kid, we don't know what we really doing.
Right.
But then you get a second chance to do it. Do you try to, you know, correct the mistakes that you think you might have made raising the first child?
Absolutely. Like, you know, I got 4 kids, you know what I'm saying? 19, 20, 28, and 34. And it's like, imagine, you know what I mean, my youngest to the oldest is a 16-year difference, 15 to 16-year difference, you know what I'm saying? So when I had my oldest son, you know what I mean, Ramein, it was like, I'm a kid still, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know anything, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to raise a child, being the child, you know, and then, you know, and because me and his mom had a difference in philosophies and how we did things differently, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, me, you know, and he bouncing from me and her. So she raising one way, I'm raising another way. So it caused a little bit of friction, you know what I'm saying, on how we raised them as we were trying to raise them. But my youngest is like, he got me at 30 plus versus 17, 18. You know what I mean? So of course he's going to get a different version of who I am. You know what I mean? You know, the oldest got the kid version, the youngest got the mature version. You know what I mean? And, you know, and then it's like, and because in between, you know, with Steven, you know what I mean? You know, that's my middle son. It's like I had like, because Steven and Ryan, they 10 years apart. You know what I mean? So that's another gap. You know what I mean? So in between, it's like, you know, it's like I've learned how to just slow the anger. You know what I mean? It's like I'm almost in that grandpop state, you know what I mean, that you talk about, where, okay, you know, instead of me trying to discipline you.
Once you got the Ryan and I
like instead of me trying to discipline, let me mentor you more. Let me kind of show you what you shouldn't do and how you should handle things. You know what I mean? And at the same token, it's like, instead of trying to be their parent, I really became their friend in a sense. And not one of them, like, not that nutty type of friend, you know, because you got some parents out here that's nutty with their kids. Right. But it's more so like, hey, you know, let me mentor you so that you don't, when I say
let me be that parent where you feel open to confide in and tell me things that's going on.
Exactly.
And let's try to navigate it together instead of you trying to figure it all out yourself.
Now, that's one thing I established with my daughter at a very young age. I always told her, like, never lie to us about anything, because, you know, Lord forbid, you getting something happen, you getting some trouble, this, that, and the third. We got to be the ones to get you out of it. So we need to know, I need to know the truth. So that's something me and my child, we always established. And you got to watch what you tell your kids, man, and watch that. They always watching you, because there's a lot of stuff I used to tell her, and, you know, groom her, and you know, I always told her, you know, when you get in an argument, this and that, always keep people, you know, a hand's length away from you. As a little kid, one day she got in a fight in school. I was like, if they cross that Macy-Dixie line, you know what to do. You give them the business. She got in a fight one time. Let me tell you, bro. Whatever happened, the girl crossed the Macy-Dixie line, and it went down. So she goes to the principal office. She gets suspended. They call us. Go up to the school, like, yeah, your daughter said that her dad said.
I was about to ask you his name. She ain't tell him you told her to do that.
My dad said if anybody crossed the Macy-Dixie, I was like, I told her, Mom, you gonna have to go up there and handle this one. I'm not going up to that school.
That's
so
funny.
But that's a blessing that, you know, my child listened and you know what I mean, and took in everything that I told her. But it was from that point I said I have to be careful on how I teach
they
them.
listen,
Yeah, because they watching and watching it.
You know what I mean? And it's like I don't have the experience like that Ro had with the gaps and raising them. You know, mine's is only got 2 kids, but you know, they basically 3 years apart.
Right.
You know, so you know, they kind of staggered, you know, pretty right there. But one of the things that you realize though, to your question, from one to the next, they can be totally different.
Totally different.
So your
where you're
interaction and what you need to do to move is going to be totally different. You know what I mean? If they totally different.
Right.
You know what I mean? So automatically, you know what I mean, your parenting is going to change. You know what I mean? Because, you know, this one, you ain't got to worry about doing this, that, and the third. But you might got to worry about them not, you know what I mean, doing this. You know what I mean? So it's totally different. But, you know, you learn, like you hear a lot of parents say, it's no, you know what I mean, like no classes, like we didn't go graduate in parenting. You know what I mean? You figuring it out.
Ain't no book on raising kids.
You know what I mean? You figuring it out, you know what I mean, on the flow. You taking a lot of what you got from your parents and how you were raised, and you're trying to either,
or some of the things you didn't get.
That's what I'm about to say. You're either trying to implement that or implement the opposite of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's basically what you do when you trying to raise kids. But like, you know, from kids to grandkids, like I was the same, like my mom, for instance. I know how my mom was when she raised us. But then when we had our kids,
we all know how your mom was.
Right.
How she raised
when we had our kids and they was her grandkids,
it's totally different.
Well, I'm looking like, yo, what's this?
Yeah.
You all soft and you know what I mean? You all, I don't remember this. You know?
She was different, huh?
It's like, it's automatic.
Right.
I don't know how it kicks in or why, but you know, I guess
it's a different
like
kind
you
of
said,
love, man.
You really ain't got to do all the disciplining. You can, you know what I mean? You can just be more of the mentor.
The nurturer.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I know, you know what I mean? Come on over here, you know what I mean? Come on over, Pop. You know Pop got you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna take care. You know what I mean? Like, and it be stuff like Trey be like, oh, they all right. You put them over there. I'm like, no, come on over here to Pop. You know, I'm gonna baby him up a little bit. You know what I mean? I ain't do that with him. Right. You know what I mean? But it's like automatic, as a grandparent.
Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different.
So anybody out there know how to explain it? Let us know, because I can't explain it, but it just happened.
Yeah, drop a comment. You know what I mean? Drop a comment in the episode. You know what I mean? This is episode 13.
Because we all at that grandparent age.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
So Keita, hopefully, I don't know. Maybe I can get a little Wayne soon. You know what I mean? But let's give a shout out to our sponsors while we taking this little break. This episode of the pod, episode 13, is sponsored by who, Phil?
Moss Boss.
Exclusive Moss. Your Moss Boss. Moss Boss is what, man? Tell them what it is. Anybody want to explain to people what Exclusive Moss is?
It's sea moss, you know.
Not a sea moss. Okay. Conscious Crispus sea Irish moss.
Yeah, Irish moss. Yeah.
You got to get that right. It's Conscious Crispus Irish moss that comes from Ireland.
Yeah.
It's 92 minerals. Yeah, I mean, you know, you get 102 minerals. Your body needs 102 minerals. Exclusive Moss gives you 92. It comes in gel, comes in capsules, it comes in juices, different flavors. Let me tell y'all something. This watermelon, woo!
I ain't tried that watermelon.
You keep talking about that watermelon,
man. This watermelon. You know the summertime coming. Everybody, watermelon. Man, I drunk that watermelon Exclusive Moss juice, man.
She tell about the gallons?
Yeah, I told her I need a gallon.
Okay,
she can't keep it. That's how good it is. She can't keep it, man. She can't keep it.
Need a gallon of that.
This juice tastes better than watermelon, y'all. Seriously, it tastes better than watermelon. But anyway, you can go to www.themoss.com and get it there. You know what I mean? Like I said, it comes in gel, comes in capsules, comes in juices. That's www.themoss.com. Get it there. You know what I mean? You can go on the website. You can go on social media platforms. Check it out. I'm vouching for it. It works. It works. I mean, look at me. I look good, right? Don't I look good? You know what I mean? Phil. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro, yeah. we all use it. You know what I mean? It gives you energy. Good like I said, them 92 minerals keep you going.
Yeah.
You know You don't need no honey. You don't need none of that crap. You good to go.
Although, hold on,
Honey's good for
I
you.
gotta share something with y'all. Though.
What's that?
I was thinking about that just the other day. We had an episode talking about the honeys and the different little things.
Black pills, blue pills.
Yeah, the different, you know what I mean?
The reds, the droves, the hims, the hers.
So, Shannon, shout out to Cub Shay Shay. Shannon, y'all know he had the little episode, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was you know what I mean? Like a little audio he put out there, right?
The IG Live.
Mm-hmm. But he sponsored some joints, what
The
is it called? Row, yeah.
R-O, yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, he called some. Oh yeah, not you. Yeah. And Shannon, all I was be thinking about the commercial that he do. You know what I mean? He'd be like, "Oh boy," you know what I mean? So I got me some rolls. I ain't tried it yet, but I got them joints.
You got some rolls?
I got some rolls.
Oh man,
I got some rose sparks, yo.
You just wanted to represent, huh?
No, I'm gonna try them, but I just ain't get around to trying them yet. Yeah, I'm gonna try them. I want to try them joints.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well, maybe you can come back
And give us some
give a
feedback.
testimony.
give us a testimony.
Yeah,
but I'm good.
Yeah.
Because Exclusive Moss, your Moss boss got me right.
Yeah,
If you live in the tri-state area, Philly, Jersey, Delaware, what they can do?
deliver to you on the
Deliver to you,
weekends.
yeah.
Anywhere in the tri-state.
Anywhere in the tri-state. They bring it to you, make a call, put your order in, go online, boom. They delivering.
And you put in the promo code the pod, you get a 10% discount.
That's right. 10% discount when you use the promo code the pod. So make sure you go to www.theemoss.com. That's TheEmoss.com. Your Moss boss. All right, fellas. Now that we got that out of the way,
Oh boy.
oh boy, Rose, huh?
Rose.
Said you copped you some of them things, huh?
I got them joints. They come in like a little black bag. They just in my drawer. I ain't tried them yet.
Babe, no?
She don't even know.
Uh-oh. She gonna know now.
Yeah.
She gonna know now.
Yeah.
What y'all want to rap about, man? A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of
You know
stuff
what?
is going on.
Yo,
We
man.
done talked about the grands. We done talked about the kids. I know you and Trey went to the fight, right? How was that fight, man?
Yeah.
Saturday.
Fight was real
Boots.
good.
Actually, we're talking about the Boots Enos fight Saturday. A lot of y'all probably went and checked it out. So
Yeah, Boots, forward down AC. My son is, a big fight fan. You know what I mean? Like anytime I come through and he's looking at fights on YouTube. So he a big fight fan. So of course, Boots fighting, from Philly, AC, that's down the street.
Yeah.
So he was like, man, Dad, I want to go. So I'm like, all right, well, see what it's hitting for. So he went, looked it up, got figured out where we was gonna go, paid for the tickets.
Okay.
I was like, okay, count me in. You know what I mean? Count me in. And we went down there, man. Two of his homies went with us too.
Okay.
okay.
So we went down. We had a good time, man. We ran. Of course, it's in AC, Philly. A lot of Philly fighters. You know what I mean? Philly, Jersey fighters. So it was packed. You know what I mean? A lot of us was down there. We ran into a lot of people that we know. Yeah, it was the undercard. Everything was good.
All the fights were good.
All the fights was good. It was really one fight that was, so.
No females on the card.
No female.
Okay.
No female. It was one fight was like, they was kind of, they wasn't like they was in there trying to survive one fight. But I mean, it ended up being okay. But all the other fights, man, the fights was knockouts. You know what I mean?
I was trying to pull it up online because I wanted to be able to, get my input on it. But you said Boots kind of knocked him out, huh?
Yeah, Boots, you know what I mean? But Ball was a fighter. I mean, I think, they were saying that he was like the number one ranked boy in that weight class that Boots is fighting in now. Okay. Outside of Boots, of course, the champ. Boy had a belt, so it was a unification bout.
Oh, okay.
So, Boy was somebody.
Right.
And, tough boy. He wasn't, his hand speed wasn't quite there, but he was tough.
You said he ain't had no power, right?
No, he had power.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy had power. You know what I mean? And he had a chin because Boots was tagging him up. But, he, Boots is just too fast for him, too skilled. His defense was, he was dipping and running up out of joints. Boots is on another level. You know what I mean?
pretty much just outboxed him.
Yeah, he outboxed him.
Outboxed
He outboxed
him,
him. But Bull was tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he hit Boots with a couple shots.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bull came to rumble, but the hand speed, Boots got pretty good defense too. So, he just overwhelmed him at the end of the day. I think Bull didn't come back out. I believe it was after the 6th round. He didn't come out for the 7th round bell.
Wow.
Yeah, he threw the towel. And I seen, you couldn't see it there at the fight, but they showed like a replay of it, and you see his, like his corner asked him, he was like, "Nah, no more."
Said no more.
Like, yeah, no more. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, Philly put on, it's another boy, Tamir Small,
From
something
Philly?
like that.
It's from Philly?
From Philly. Young boy. He probably, I think that was his 9th fight. So, he up and coming boy, but
He's hungry.
yeah, he was nice. You know what I mean? He was
What's the
nice.
weight?
And
Who
the
did
boy,
he fight?
I forget what weight it was. He fought some boy. The boy was nice. Boy had one loss in his record that he fought. So the boy,
Black boy, white or?
it was a black boy. This boy was black too.
You don't know where he's from?
Nah, I can't remember where he was from, but the boy Tommy, he was. Yeah,
Give it to him.
look out for that name.
Yeah.
He gonna make some noise.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? As long as he keep his head in the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he was sharp.
Don't get discouraged by the politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
them
sharp.
politics and boxing is real. Trust me. They real. Yeah. So what's been up with you, bro?
Man,
You've been a hard guy to catch up with.
It's busy, man. Got a lot of things going on, man. So it's like, started doing the trading thing actually beginning of the year. So with the trading, it's like it kind of been taking up a lot of my time.
What kind of trading?
I'm doing Forex trading, you know what I mean?
Forex?
Yeah, crypto.
Crypto.
Yeah. Kind of, getting abreast to like, really what money is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Currency.
I was listening to somebody the other day and they was kind of breaking down like the tariff situation. And, of course, everybody want to blame Trump. It's Trump's fault for what's going on as far as like, the inflation and all. But when he broke it down, this was like, nah, this went further back. You know what I mean? It took back to like actually when COVID was here, you know what I mean? And when COVID was here, they giving out the stimulus checks. So in the process of giving out the stimulus checks, it's like, okay, they had to get the money from somewhere. So what they wound up doing was they wound up borrowing the money from these bonds, from the government bonds. You know what I mean? And the government bonds is pretty much like the big investors throughout the entire world. Okay. So what they do, you know what I mean? So America borrowed the money from them. So what happened was Trump was trying to get the money back into the U.S. to pay the debt. You know what I mean? And that's why he started raising the tariffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get the tariffs in place so that we can get that money so we can pay this debt off. So what wound up happening was, and if it was on Friday, like the Dow Jones kind of like spiked up. You know what I mean? The reason why I was able to spike up is because the big investors from the bond, they hold the bonds. They said, well, listen, if you keep being aggressive with these tariffs, we're going to make y'all pay that debt back. America not in a position to pay that debt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's too much debt.
Too much debt. You know what I'm saying? So what he did was he released the pressure of the bonds. The tariffs on certain countries except for China.
Yeah,
I'm
familiar with that part.
Yeah,
and that's when China raised their tariffs from 85% to like 125%.
Yeah, right. Now the thing about with China is because like we owe China money too. Outside of the bonds, we owe them money. So it's like it's kind of like a slippery slope, but really what Trump is trying to do is, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm a supporter of him, but I'm just saying like he's trying to bring them jobs that went overseas back to the country. You know what I mean? And he's trying to like get us out of debt without having to pay the debt back. You know what I mean? Because all them stimulus checks that we was getting, that people was getting,
it's coming from somewhere.
It came from the bonds. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was, and it's crazy because if it like he got the loan back when he was the president, then of course the loan didn't have to get paid back until 5 years later, which now he's the president again.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like that. You kind of like if you would have had the presidency the first 4 years when Biden was in it, you might have got past this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you would have escaped it, but you just
so it came back on him. What goes around comes around.
Yeah. So he kind of got caught up with the wrong end of the stick. But he's trying to make it work. But like I said, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not gonna say that I'm not a Trump supporter. You know what I mean, for the viewers out there.
We got to support our president. It's like we might not like
what he's doing, but it's like
some of the things that he's doing, but he's still our president.
Like right now, we got him for the next 4 years, so we got whatever decision. We just pray that it don't be detrimental to the country.
My thing is, I just don't. of course, unless you sitting in those rooms, you know what I mean?
You don't know what's going on.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know.
Sitting in them rooms going over all right, if we do this, how we, what about, you know what I mean? If you're not privy to those conversations, you really don't know what's going on. All you can do, and everybody want to be up and up, oh, look, and pointing fingers. It's too early. It's too early in massive changes like this to see if it's going to work or not.
We're not even 6 months into
That's what I'm saying. So everybody trying to point fingers like, look, let's prayerfully, everything is going to pan out to help us, the people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we know the billionaires, we know they, you know what I mean, getting their pockets lined up too. But that's cool.
Like I ran into a bull.
Just make sure we good too. We don't know yet.
I
can't even give no type of.
But I mean, we got to make sure ourselves are good too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like there's so much opportunity out here. We put so much blame on them. No, you got to be responsible for yourself too. At the same time, you got to get up and out here and put the work in, and make sure you and your family good. You know, we just can't say, all right, everything they put in place, I'm a follow by that, because really we don't really follow by a lot of that stuff that they put in place. You know, the majority of the people out here, they 9 to 5 people. Yeah, it affects somewhere down the line, but you got to go out here and make it happen for yourself too at the same time. It's a lot of opportunity out here. So,
but you got to keep in mind, everybody don't have that, like everybody don't have that opportunity mindset. But at the end of the day, you got to be accountable for yourself. If you got the job. Okay, take some money, put in your 401k, whatever IRAs, whatever you're going to do to make sure that when it's retirement time, you know what I mean, you can take care of your business.
It's all about getting the education and information.
That's really come down to.
And it's out here now. It's out here. It's you know, we are privy to it. We can get it whenever we want to. It's just
if A, B, and C, if they winning, we can all can win. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You just gotta it's like a game. Show me the rules. And then now I'm ready to play. You know what I mean? Like, but like you said, it's not, all right, it's a game, here go the rules, and I'm sitting back and just, you know, hoping that it all pan out. No, you gotta go make it happen. You gotta go in and be aggressive.
It's like you playing Monopoly. You just sitting there like, go ahead, you can roll. You roll the dice. I don't want to roll. No, you gotta get in there and play. You gotta play the game. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like me, myself, I'm gonna take accountability for myself. It's like, you got to get out here and make it happen, man. Ain't no excuses for nobody these days. We in 2025. The world is going into the future. You know what I mean? Like this morning, you just had, I don't know if y'all heard about it. I was talking about it earlier. The 6 women that just went into outer space. It was Gail King and a couple other people. You know what I mean? A couple of other females. They were the first. I'm like, what was the purpose of that, though? You know what I mean? That's a bunch of taxpayers' money going to waste. It was just to say they 6 women.
That's private. Yeah, that's a private. They paying out of their pocket.
That's crazy.
But I mean, when you got money, like if I had the bread, I probably would. But
I'm saying that just go to tell you where the world is going. Right. You know I mean, it's evolving at a pace that we right in front of our eyes, and we're not even taking notice of what's happening.
AI.
Everything,
AI taking over
everything.
Yeah.
Before you know it, we're gonna be beaming up Scotties. You know what I mean? We're gonna be from one spot teleporting to another spot. So, you know, everybody out there, y'all better adapt, man. You know what I mean? Tap in and social media, all this. You know what I mean? Keep your eyes. Everybody just doing it for the gram. It's a lot going on right now in the world where
as people scrolling through, instead of looking at the nonsense, look at the stuff that can really help you.
Really,
you know what I'm saying? That's really beneficial. Like,
and you can make some stuff happen.
Absolutely.
Even you're not too old to reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
There's so much out here now, so much opportunity, so much stuff that people can do. It's a lot of people that got dreams. Y'all can still make y'all dreams come true. Don't give up on yourself.
You know what, Mike? It's funny you said that. Remember that time I had called you about that network setup? That lady was 70 plus years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she like, yo, I gotta get myself set up for social media. You know what I mean? And she played music. You know what I mean? So she like, she's just was saying like, you know, like, I mean, and excuse me, prior to that, her background was she used to work for a record company up in New York. She was part of the Kool and the Gang run. They run, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyway, she just was like, she's 70 plus years old, you know what I mean? She just like, I gotta live my dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It ain't too late.
And it's funny because it's like, wow, she's 70 trying to set up her social media platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all y'all 50 plusers, get out here and make it happen, man. Make it happen. But like I'm saying, I seen that this morning. It kind of tickled me. They had 6 women. Gayle King was one of the women.
Right.
On the rocket ship. When she came back, she kissed the ground.
Yeah, I know that's a heck of an experience.
Yeah,
they
it's
go
hell of an
like
experience.
right outside
to the tip.
of it.
Yeah, right to the tip between it.
So you start to experience, that weightlessness. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't wait to hear her interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I want to hear I just want to hear what happened.
It's out here. I mean,
especially, for civilians to, to do it. But I'm sure they gotta, well, maybe not.
They gotta go through some training.
They had to go through some type of training.
Some type of
training.
But it's like, to me, it was a little bit like, I didn't really get the whole story, but to me, it was like, it was better than when Jeff Bezos did it. Because it was just him and his homies, you know what I mean? But when you got, the women, and then fortunately, the good part about it was some minorities in there, you know what I mean? It wasn't just...
Yeah, it was an Asian chick, it was a Latino,
blacks,
it was Gayle, it was 2 black chicks, Gayle King, some other chick, a couple Caucasian chicks, but like you said, that's a hell of an experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to go, but,
I would like to.
I would do it.
I would do
it. Somebody sponsored me.
I would do it.
If somebody sponsor you,
definitely sponsor. Exclusive Malls. What's up? You trying to sponsor that Exclusive Malls?
Because somebody sponsored, we gonna go ahead and go up there. But
see if I could pull that up real quick.
I don't know, just certain things that ain't my interest, man. Like
that's mine. That's something I always wanted to do, man. I always wanted to go in outer space, man. Yeah. I mean, that's where the future going, man. When you look at the Star Treks and all those movies like that,
but guess
I'm good. Just it's, to me, I look at it like an extreme roller coaster ride. That's how I look at it. It ain't like you're not going for weeks.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just going for a quick little, couple seconds, and then you coming right back.
Here we go, right here, fellas.
Oh, this is them. Oh, this is them coming back.
Bro, this them taking off.
Oh, they taking off.
Okay, now you got the professionals.
Hey.
I wonder how long the training is for that, man.
There gotta be some kind of mental training, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that too.
That's a fly rocket too, though.
Oh, it's an all female. What do you mean all female?
It was 6 females.
It was 6 females.
So it's no. I just
they had a. He
oh, so I guess the passengers is all female.
Yeah, he's the pilot of the joint.
Wow. Let's watch that again real quick. Gayle, like it's whatever. Like she over it. Look. She like whatever.
She look nervous, yo. Like I'm about to do what?
Like I signed up for this.
You see, let me pull up the joint where she came back. We're gonna talk about that too.
Oh, this them right here?
Yeah. This how when she came back.
She kissing the grill, yo. That's real.
Like, Gayle, you going again? No, I don't think so.
Wow. Can you imagine that though, man?
Yeah, that's
you know how it is on a plane.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Just imagine going to the tip, the universe.
Floating, can't breathe. Well, they give you something. I mean, you can breathe inside there, but yeah, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, I'm interested. I want to do it.
I ain't interested in that, man.
I want to do it.
Like that, bungee jumping, like, no, I'm not interested in none of that.
Yeah, I'm a little afraid of bungee jumping. Like I did the joint, like the rope, you know what I mean? Like But bungee jumping.
When we went to that game, did you bungee jump? Didn't you? When we went to Cowboy 49er game in Dallas back in the day,
No, that probably no.
we was going to.
We probably did. Like no, I ain't.
No, that's
I
the
never
joint with
bungee-
the.
I never bungee.
We was going to. I remember. We
Yeah, I never
got this
bungee
close. I was like,
For some, I'm like I've done everything. You know what I mean? Like, what do you call it? Rappelling.
line, I
you
did
know what I
all
mean?
that.
Zip lining, rappel like down a cliff. Like I've done all that, but bungee for some, I've done the joint, the joint where they drop you like and it's a rope. So you like, you know what I mean, free fall for like hundreds of feet. Then it's like a rope swing.
at this point in my life, I ain't doing none of that.
But a bungee for some reason, cause a bungee, you going head first, and the bungee is got your feet. The bungee, it's a big rubber band.
Yeah, they
I'm
bounce
not-
back.
Yeah, I'm not real. I would do it, but I'm not. I would rather like the next thing on my list is skydiving. I'll do that before I do bungee.
I had a couple of friends that did that. That looked kind of crazy.
What, with the,
I would
the
do
Jump
that.
out the plane.
I would do that.
Jump out the plane.
I would do that.
I'm not doing that.
I would do that.
Yeah.
No.
I would do that.
Now I'll get on the rocket and go up. But that stuff, no,
Jumping out the plane.
No, I'm not jumping out the plane.
You ain't jumping out the plane.
Maybe you would caught me maybe 10 years ago, maybe. But now, no, I'm not even getting on the roller coaster now. I'm gonna watch y'all, man. I'm cool. Anything that jeopardized my life to that extent, you know what I mean? Like
the roller
like,
coaster,
like what Gil and them said, Will was doing white Caucasian people sports.
No,
yo.
he was- when he turned 50,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
when he
don't need to
turned 50,
do.
he
I don't
was-
need
he
to
was
know
up.
Caucasian people sports.
Will
yo.
he bungee out a helicopter.
Yeah,
Nah.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
tripping.
yeah. I'm not doing none of that.
See
yo.
the bungee, I don't know if I can do it, yo.
The bungee is crazy because your stomach just going. When that thing bounce back, boing.
Once you bounce back, you good. But when you free falling, like we was in a
No, here's the thing. I don't mean to cut you off. When you bounce back, you not good because you're gonna bounce. Then you going up.
Retract. And
Then
go
you
down.
going back
Yeah, but
down,
it's-
and you gonna keep.
Yeah, but that- trust me.
No,
until
I'm
it turns
good.
itself away.
It ain't
I'm good.
nothing like the original Descent. The bounce, that's like this. The original Descent like that. You know what I mean? Like you free falling like until you get yanked back. Once you get yanked back,
I think I can do the original.
I think it's the bounce back, yo.
Because that's
Because
gonna take you way back
Trust me.
up.
then you
Get
coming
on
back like because
do something where you free fall and then get retracted. Like anything, even the slingshot, any of that stuff. It's the original joint that's the biggest thrill because it's the longest fall and it's the fastest. It's way once you bounce back, it's you going up a short distance and the fall is not nowhere near. You know what I mean? The velocity that you was when you originally jumped off the joint.
I'm not mess with the rubber band, so I'm not even going. I'm not.
well, we know he's a roller coaster guy,
Yeah.
so he like
I do
those
roller coasters
adventures.
too, but I'm not doing the bungees. I'm not doing the bungees.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you.
I
I'm
haven't-
gonna tell you what I
haven't done it
will
yet.
do. You know, at Universal Studios down in Florida, you know how the virtual John. I'll do that.
Virtual bungee.
The virtual roller coaster. We like, whoa. Well, I'm sitting here just like this, stationary.
And it's crazy because that's where the world going to.
Yeah,
now, you know what I mean? 'Cause
yeah.
even them joints, they feel real. You like, yo,
It feel real, yeah.
Yeah.
At least you know you're safe on the ground.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've been coming across this. Let's go ahead and jump into this Skip Bayless, John, man. We're gonna talk
Magic
about.
Johnson is the greatest Laker of all time.
How is Magic the greatest Laker of all time when he wasn't even the greatest Laker on his team? That's Kareem. Kareem was first all time in Lakers points, first in rebounds, first in blocks, first in field goals made. And he had an unstoppable move in the sky hook. Has one more championship because he has 6, Magic has 5, and he has 3 more MVPs.
Okay.
We haven't even got to Kobe yet.
I give you every point you made about points and about rebounds and about blocks and about sky hooks and
Exactly.
all that is sensational, but there's a missing ingredient called leadership, charisma, whatever that greatest intangible is that Magic had greater than anybody this side of Jordan.
Yeah, would he have won Rookie of the
Without Kareem.
Without Kareem was averaging 33 points that series.
Well, I would like to
Before
think
he
would
got injured in game
gone to
6.
Utah or wherever he would have gone. I just think he would have been a Rookie of the Year. But
Right.
he was the perfect fit at the perfect moment for this team, and it became a super team, right? Yeah, it was Showtime, and they had Big Game James, obviously, and they had Byron, and they had Michael Cooper guarding the way nobody could guard on the perimeter. I give you all that.
Exactly.
But it gelled around the new son, S-U-N, who was Magic, right?
Right.
And he lifted them into what was 9 finals, okay?
Yeah.
And he is the driving force. Kareem wasn't. Kareem was really more of a Robin, but you can make a case he was the greatest Robin of all time.
Right.
Okay? I give you all your numbers because clearly it took LeBron playing now 22
Yeah,
years, but
exactly.
it took 21 years to break Kareem's
And
record.
that's the point that I was making, is that at the end of the day, like, unless Kareem just got unlucky because the best player of all time, LeBron James, took that scoring title from him, but he would have been able to keep that for his whole life. And then if we go to Kobe, right? For example, if I was to take your papers right there, ball them up in a trash can and shoot it, whose name would we say? We wouldn't say Magic.
No.
Who we saying? We saying Kobe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And when we talk about like keeping that mentality, how you go through life, how you focus on what you need to do in life, nobody says, keep that magic. They say keep that Mamba mentality.
Okay.
That's what it's all
Okay,
about.
but you grew up in the Mamba mentality era.
Exactly.
That's a key point.
That's why I started off with Kareem first.
Okay, all right,
Uh-huh.
you do, and I give you that.
Yeah.
But Magic Johnson was the greatest NBA leader ever.
Wow. What y'all think about that, fellas?
But
I mean,
Well, before you start, what qualifies you as the best? You got the GOAT shirt on, or the
come on.
GOAT, I got legend on. What qualifies you? Is it the numbers? Is it the charisma? Is it the leadership? You know what I mean? I mean, because we can go back and forth on this every day. Because a lot of people go by the numbers. You know what I mean? A lot of people go by the swag, the charisma, the leadership, this, that, and the third. What really makes you a GOAT or a legend?
it's going to differ between people that you ask. That's why it's such a big debate. That's why you can debate it every day, all day. Because if you start the debate, like write down, the 5 intangibles that make you. Everybody gonna have different
intangibles.
intangibles.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
now you would hold a certain player at a higher standard based on your intangibles.
Right.
My player going to be different because my intangibles is different. So you can go all day with these debates, but ultimately it's a combination of all of it. It's a combination of winning. It's a combination of numbers. It's a combination of raising the level of play of your teammates.
peers, right.
It's a combination of being able to be a leader when things are going wrong, and you might got some discrepancies in the locker room. Can you bring them together? Can you talk life into a player that really wouldn't step up in this game 7? But because they think you believe in them, now they go out there and they playing bigger than what they really are. It's all of that.
Now, we lived through several eras of basketball. We lived through the Magic
Hey,
Johnson.
you trying to say we old, y'all?
we're men of wisdom.
I mean, keeping it a buck. We lived through the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. We lived through the Jordan. We lived Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, and everything that's going on right now. So we done seen every version of
the dots.
GOAT, legend, whatever we want to call it. So I think as a 50-plus-year-old man, I think our say so far as what the GOAT is and what a legend is means a little bit more. Now, I always had a beef about this conversation that Skip said, because I always said, like, why Magic is never in that conversation of that GOAT, because he was always, my favorite player. You know what I mean? Magic was always my favorite player. He came in as a rookie and run a chip. You know what I mean? Played every position. You know what I mean? Started Showtime. He wasn't selfish. You know what I mean? He made everybody around him better. You know what I mean? He could have went down the court and scored every time if he wanted to.
Right.
So it's a lot of things he could have did, like far as numbers, as though he helped his teammates get better instead of being selfish. What do y'all think about that the greatest Laker conversation?
Well, when it comes down to the greatest Lakers, I'm definitely gonna have to go with Magic. You know what I'm saying? And just because of all the tangibles you just talked about,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he made his team better. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, yeah, you had Kareem. You know, and I think we talked about it earlier where he was kind of like on the tail end of his career.
Right.
But I think by Magic coming, it gave him some more years.
Put a battery in
You know
the
what I
back.
mean? You know, say, you know what? I got this young guy that's hungry. Let me jump on his coattail and ride out. I mean,
But you know, when Magic came, they were kind of competitive.
Absolutely.
It was
Absolutely.
it was a competitiveness right
You ever
there.
seen Primetime, the show?
I know about it.
But as far as like being the best Laker, like hands down to me, he's probably. I mean, he brought more to the organization overall too. You know what I mean? Not just
And
playing,
still is.
right. Not just playing on the court, but also like he kind of took the Jerry West. You know what I mean? You know how Jerry West kind of took the Lakers to the next level as well. So he just kind of like took the Lakers by the horn and said, you know what, I'm going to carry you guys wherever you guys want to carry. Be carried to. You know.
And that's not taking nothing from Kareem, Kobe, LeBron, or none of them. But
And also, he never, like, he left the NBA. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, the way he left was kind of bad, but it's like he never wanted to be shopped around to another team. You know what I mean? Where, you know, you got the Kobe. Kobe was ready to go to the Clippers. You know what I mean? He's ready to go to different organizations because he was
they
fed
was
up.
bugging.
Right, because he was fed up with what was going on over there. You know what I mean? Where Magic said, you know, I'm going to stick and stay. You know, and I think that's where, like, when we look at today's NBA, these guys they just want it easy. They don't want to really put the work in to get the championship that they're seeking for.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
I don't agree with that because
Why you say that?
Because I just think it's a different era. See, back then, you didn't have free agency. You didn't have the owners had the power back then. Now there's a new era that's where the players got the power. So you got the power to, like what you just said with Cole. Like, yo, y'all bugging. Like, I'm trying to win. Y'all, this what y'all doing? Oh, nah. You get me somewhere where they want to win at.
Okay, but would Magic Magic have ever played on the team with Larry Bird? Never.
It's a,
Would
but
Doc
that's a whole, but it's a whole different era.
have want to play on the team with Larry Bird? Never.
It's a whole different era. These guys just showed something where they said Mike wanted to team up with somebody. Like, if you great, you want to play with other people. Come on, man. You tired of coming out there and practice and you getting on the court with a bunch of bums. Like, yo, man, I'm trying to win out here. And this is what you doing? Like, I'm
see, but I got to correct you on that.
if I got the power to go where I want and do
Back
what
in
I
our
want to
era,
do,
it was not
I'ma
like
do
that.
it.
Even though we had a sloppy team, we would try to get our them weak links to step up.
Right.
It wasn't about, yo, I'm Phil on that other team. No, that's you like an enemy out there, yo.
That's because you couldn't. Just like Magic and them, they didn't have a Mike and them. They ain't had a power. Look at the Last Dance. All the stuff Mike was going through with Krause. Because he had the power. That's why he was going through that.
So you
now
think,
it's vice versa.
But it's like,
You know what?
But that competitive spirit is no longer there.
right? It's no
You know what I'm saying?
longer there.
No, it's still there. It's still there
To me, it take away from the sport because
take
it's
it
like,
away, man.
It's like, okay, I'm watching. What team was I watching? I think I'm watching the Lakers. You know what I mean, with LeBron and then Luka. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like you got two superstars. You got one that is the star of the entire league. You know what I mean? Probably one of the best players that ever played the game. And then you got this young bull who's a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you bring them two guys on the team where this guy was still doing good where he was at, although they had some differences. You know what I'm saying? He still was doing good where he was at. But it's like, because, I can do what I want to do in LA versus I can't do what I want to do in Dallas.
No,
That's that prima donna stuff, man.
No, you can't even. This is totally different. What you're talking about now? The team he was on traded him. He didn't want to go.
But that's the prima donna stuff, though. Because
how's it prima donna?
Dallas traded
Luka.
But why did they trade him? Because he wouldn't abide by the rules.
No, they traded him because they felt as though he was lazy and he wasn't, you know what I mean, in shape, whatever their reason was. But Everybody else is like, yo, that's the dumbest move ever in NBA history.
Nobody's seen that coming.
Right. You know what I mean? He crying for, the tribute video they had because, yo, they got rid of him, basically. So that's different as opposed to I got the power, my contract is up, I'm going wherever I see fit where I can win, you know what I mean? Or I can shoot movies. I got the power to do that.
So let me ask you this, because I don't watch the NBA. What are they doing now? What are the Lakers doing now with Luke and LeBron over there?
Balling.
They balling? They balling?
But they going to ball.
I heard Bronny started the other night too, right?
Yeah, because nobody played.
That was the last game.
It was a meaningless game. Yeah.
Right. So they in the playoffs, the Lakers?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's their seed?
Third.
Number 3. Who taking the West?
In the West.
Okay. OKC.
OKC he got the best record.
But I don't think they ready yet.
Yeah, they still young. If somebody else knock off the Lakers, then they can do it. But if either Golden State or the Lakers play OKC, I don't think OKC can beat them because they got too much
Immaturity.
experience. You know what I mean, over them young boys.
You never know. It might be their time.
It might be. I mean, it's happened once before. Once.
What's your take on
That was in the 70s.
What's your take on the Timberwolves?
I mean, they good, but they got one player that you really got to worry about.
That's the
Ant-Man.
That's the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Ant-Man. But other than that,
I think they lost in that trade.
Who'd they
you
trade?
talking about Cat?
Yeah. I think they lost on that trade.
And that's the thing with these trades. See that? I mean, it's different. It's just, and that's why to me, all this the GOAT debate, you can't really. It's
meaningless.
It's meaningless. You can't have it because when the era change,
Everything
you can't
changed.
say that you a GOAT. It's totally different right now.
And
You know what I mean? It's
Michael
totally
Jordan is
different.
the GOAT.
Jordan is the GOAT.
He the
man.
GOAT.
Point blank.
You know what
I
mean?
just looked at something the other day, and it showed how many 30-plus field goal games individuals have in their career. Attempts. Who you think number one?
Probably gonna be Bronny because of the years. LeBron.
No. 30 in one game, attempt 30-plus field goals.
30 plus field
30
goals.
plus field goals
You said
in
field
one
goals.
field goal attempts
30
in one
plus.
game.
Probably Michael
Jordan.
Kobe, yo.
Kobe.
Mike number one, Kobe number
number
two.
two, yeah.
So if one of your intangibles high is scoring, then of course they going to lead it because by a long shot. Mike is ridiculous.
Yeah.
How many times he took 30-plus field goals?
But I heard somebody talking about the misses Mike had.
Well, yeah,
Them numbers was crazy, too.
Yeah, because in his field goal, and they in the joint I looked at,
percentage.
they also show the percentage that you shot
percentage,
in those games. They only talk about those games. You know what I mean? They show the percentages. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's going to be different on
every
anybody,
aspect, right.
but to me, I think, and it's still a debate now, but I think by the time LeBron retires, I don't think it's going to be much of a debate
That he's the GOAT.
that he's the GOAT
don't
because
think
he's
so.
just. I mean, like they showed a you know, like a, what do you call it, a statistic of players that played 22 years in the NBA. It's only two of them.
Here's-
many,
Oh, it's
right.
only two.
Right.
The other one was Vince Carter, Hall of Famer.
And before him was Kareem.
Vince, I don't think he played 22 years.
Okay.
Kareem did 21, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, he averaged like 5 points a game, like 2 rebounds. Yo, LeBron's 24.6, 8 and 8. Year 22, yo.
But the league is weak.
That's
bro.
listen. I'm all for the numbers and everything, and when it comes to numbers, nobody beats
Like if you
LeBron.
still doing that,
But hold on, let me.
year 22, how many more years you think you can?
That's true. That's true.
He got more in him.
He got at least 2 more.
I say more than that.
Phil, here's what get me when it comes to the GOAT with Jordan. The stories, yo, from other players. When you go around the league and hear the stories,
But did you hear the stories before he retired or after?
I mean, after.
Right. So you're not going to hear a lot of stories. You hear some players because now everybody got podcasts. So you're starting to hear some stories about LeBron. But you're going to hear way more stories once they hang it up.
That's cool. Right. That's cool. But for right now, the story, when I hear cats talk about Jordan, Jordan was just a beast out there. Niggas didn't want to play against Jordan. They like, don't make Black Jesus mad, yo. Well, don't do it.
I know the Pistons like to play against him.
Oh, yeah. They whooped his ass.
Exactly. So he wasn't, you know what I mean? Like
whooped his
this untouchable savant out that joint.
That was before he came the almighty GOAT. You know what I mean?
But those guys are retired by then. But it's like when I look at the GOAT, of course I'm gonna look at Michael Jordan. But it's like I give Kobe more love than I would give LeBron just because of the competitive spirit. And not that LeBron's not competitive. He like I say, LeBron is definitely a competitor. But it's just like Kobe, like he didn't come in the league and somebody say, okay, you know what, here go the crown, run with it. Like he didn't come in with the torch. He had to go and earn his torch. The first couple of years he had to sit on the bench. You know what I'm saying? So imagine sitting on the bench, you're like, yo, I can't wait till I get out there so I can show them what I can do.
It's hard, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's hard because then again, what you got to give it to LeBron is like he came in the league and overexceeded. 18. Well, wait. He didn't have to sit on the bench like Kobe. He came in that as the man.
Right. In fact, he was the last person to come out of high school. You know what I mean? To go into the league. He was the last person.
And here's the thing that when I heard this, I was like, it was kind of, I was like, I had to give LeBron a lot of respect. Jordan, Magic, Kobe, Bird, Doc, they all had stellar coaches. Bron never had stellar coaches like they had. No. He's such a student of the game within himself.
Pat Riley.
Within himself. You know what I mean? Bron ain't have all them
Pat
coaches.
Riley wasn't his coach.
Pat Riley was his coach.
No. Eric Spoelstra was his coach.
Pat Riley was his coach.
Eric Spoelstra still
but y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying.
No, but I mean, and don't get me wrong. Like,
Bron took all his championships, rookie coaches.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Not Spoelstra. Eric got he had a chip.
He got two. The first one was his first or second year. Spoelstra was a new coach. Because remember,
remember D Wade got a
with Spoelstra.
Yeah. Wade and Shaq. That was Spoelstra.
But he was still young, and I know Bron tried to get him replaced.
Yeah,
he went to Pat Riley. Pat Riley was like, "No, that's your coach."
One thing I'll say about LeBron though, and I give him the props was this dude went to 10, 11 straight championships. Like that says a lot. You know what I mean?
Not just that, but that's ridiculous. But and that's one thing about the GOAT debate that negatively affects him.
Mm-hmm. Right,
because he went to so many straight and you didn't win them all.
Yeah,
Mike won them all. You know what I mean? So that's a negative. 10 going to 10 straight is an accomplishment, but not in this sense. But it's negatively affects.
But you know what? And by no means am I swaying to LeBron James being the GOAT. But if you think about who he played against versus who Mike played against Karl Malone.
But you gotta look at the eras.
That's what I mean. But Mike played against
eras.
But I'm saying
Mike ain't play against a
different eras, different rules,
right?
Different mentalities.
But Mike played against Karl Malone,
Barkley,
Clyde Drexler, and Barkley.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And where you got LeBron playing against Steph Curry, like this dude is crazy. You know what I'm saying. He done played against what?
KD,
Tim Duncan, like Dirk Nowitzki. You know what I'm saying? So he played against like dudes that's also in the top 50, like solid top 50. You know what I'm saying?
Players. The one thing about...
But you talking, and I know where you really getting at, you talking fundamental guys versus niggas. You know what I mean? You had some real niggas back in the day, in them Jordan days, that, you know what I mean?
They was men.
They coming with a different type of mentality.
It was a whole different type of game.
Yeah, it was a different game, man. Different rules. Like,
but I'm just saying, like the guys that LeBron has played against, these dudes is like
soft.
They elite players. No, these dudes is elite players.
I mean, they good.
They elite
good.
players.
They
you know what I mean? These are some elite players.
A lot. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is different. The era is different. You know what I mean? Like these guys coming in more skilled now than back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Their body, they're physically,
quicker, they
you know what I mean? Yeah, they
faster.
faster, they
I
jump
can say
higher.
that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they stronger. You know
More
what I mean?
athletic.
I can say that.
Yeah, it's but one thing that about with LeBron, and again, I think the narrative would change just like anybody. Once you playing, you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, get out of here, man.
But you know
once he's done and his era is done and it's the next, he'll start getting more because even his championships, he went to 10, 11 straight championship games. He's only lost one time he only lost once that he was the favorite. So what does that tell you? You don't got the best team. The favorite is on paper who's the best team, who's playing the best, who's, you know what I mean? Like, so, but it don't matter that you wasn't the favorite. You didn't have the best team out of the two that was going to that championship.
But
you lost.
But you had the best team though.
No, you didn't. That's why you're not the favorite.
No, you had the best team. You just got outplayed.
No, you didn't have the best team. That's why you weren't favored.
No, you had Dwayne Wade.
See, that's what I'm
Chris
saying. That's what I'm
Bosh.
saying. See, that's what happened.
Like you had some of the best players in that time on your team.
In the championships that I'm gonna say it again. In every championship,
outcoached.
hold on, no. Every championship loss, not the ones they won. You talking about the ones they won. Every loss, he's got what, 6 losses? 6 losses, only one of those losses. The other 5, they were the underdog. That's what I'm saying. So if you the underdog, means the other team is
Better team. Yeah.
In the losses I'm talking about, not the wins. So, you know what I mean? Like he was coming in, even now, he was underdog in 2 of the wins.
No, but he was supposed to be San Antonio, and he's supposed to beat
No, he
Dallas.
was supposed to lose to San Antonio.
No,
San
yeah,
Antonio
I'm
was
saying gonna
stacked.
lose
He was supposed to
to
lose
He was
that.
supposed to beat the San Antonio because they
Dallas, he was supposed to. That's the one.
and
that they were favored and
But
they lost.
Miami was
Right.
stacked.
Not more stacked
Not more than San Antonio. Yeah.
Yo, who San Antonio had? You had Tony Parker,
Tony Parker,
Kukoc.
Manu Ginobili. You had Kawhi Leonard. You had Tim Duncan. They were stacked.
They wasn't beating San Antonio.
They were stacked, just like they was like when he was playing against KD, Draymond, Clay, Steph.
Yep.
He wasn't supposed to win that. He
played them like 3 times though.
Same thing with San
He
Antonio.
wasn't supposed to beat Don.
No, he was supposed to win. That's what everybody said when he lost. Like, oh, you supposed to win that.
Can't beat Don.
That's what LeBron do. He pulled rabbit out his hat, yo.
You can't beat Don.
Let's move on, y'all. Let's what y'all want to talk about next, man?
I don't know what else is going on.
We can talk
man.
about this all day. We got the NFL draft coming up this month.
That's gonna be
like
big.
a week, man.
Yeah.
Got Shador Sanders, got the other young bull.
That
in
is
the
a
draft.
topic. That's a topic to talk
You
about
know,
because
that's gonna be big. I wonder where he's gonna go. What's the other boy name? The young boy?
Cam.
No, not Cam. The other the boy they played with Shakur.
Oh, Travis Hunt.
Travis Hunt.
Yeah,
He
Travis
coming
Hunt.
out, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be a big draft, man.
Every year in the draft, man, like we all, if you're a fan of football, of course you excited, how your team is going to get better. But if you really sit back and just look at how the draft works, you look at all these kids, and I'm talking about Shador. For 4 years, he got stellar play on the field. Stellar, and it was like this, right? But for some reason, now that the draft is upon us, he's not
getting looked at.
He getting looked at, but it's negative. There's a whole lot of negative talking about his character and like his all this negative stuff they want to be talking about. When you look at some other players that got drafted, quarterbacks, I'm just talking about, because you got to be a certain type of person. Y'all remember 20 years ago to play quarterback.
Right.
But there's been other quarterbacks that don't look like us that's had the same type of demeanor, was cocky, was, confident, and they praised it.
Yeah.
But now that this young man coming up and his career was like this on the field, all his whole career in college. I mean, like stupid numbers. If it was Josh Allen with the stats
number 1 draft.
What? They'd be like, oh, the best prospect ever.
Yeah.
But because
So you think it's
you
'cause
Deion Sanders' son and You know what I mean?
I mean, keep it real, because he's black.
Yeah.
You think that's why it is?
It's very
Listen, I'm
Especially 'cause-
scratching my head trying to figure it out.
especially because with the way the league is going to black quarterbacks.
Exactly,
You know what
it
I'm saying?
is.
So it's like
So even though they're talking all that stuff, it don't matter.
Right.
When he get drafted,
Yeah, once you get drafted, it don't matter. You got to step up and show
there
them
you go.
like, they messed up. Yeah,
They can say what they want to say.
but I just don't like the fact that, you know what I mean, like they're killing his draft stock. And you know, it's all like boom, it get a little seed get planted out there. Oh yeah, I heard, but nobody want to put their name to it. Oh yeah, scout told me. Well, who the scout put the scout name on it?
But that's what we got to stop as people. Stop. Don't worry about what they say. When you get that opportunity,
Of course he
take
gonna do
advantage
that.
of that
Take advantage
opportunity
of it.
and
Seize
prove
the
them
moment.
wrong, like
Yeah,
you
of course
said.
he gonna do that.
Seize the
You know what I
moment.
mean? So let's support the brother. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Let's not even pay that. Don't even listen to that crap.
Yeah, but
let's
that-
just go with the positive. You know what I mean?
The positive is once you get your foot in the door,
Make
kick
it
it
happen.
open.
Kick it open. Exactly.
But
kick it open. So
my-
Shador, Deion, Travis, all y'all, forget what they saying. Y'all go out there and do y'all thing like y'all been doing in
Oh,
school.
look, Travis, he ain't got no problem.
Seriously.
Travis going
good.
top 3.
Seriously.
Probably 2.
Who won't go number 1?
The boy Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
He going to Tennessee.
Yeah, he nice.
And but on the field, who got the better statistics? Shador. It ain't even close. But
Well, are they looking at the
You know-
schools? You know what I mean? Colorado.
yeah, they looking at
they
that.
gonna look
Yeah,
at
they
that.
look at all that. They looking at that.
gonna
They're
look
looking at, you know what I mean? He throws the harder ball. He does, all that different stuff is coming to it. You know, he quiet. You know what I mean? He not brash.
Yeah,
and
but
that, he
Shador-
not showing the watch. And
Shador is a quarterback. He's a legit quarterback.
But you look
he's
at his-
flashy.
he got his completion percentage.
He's flashy though.
But he produces on the field.
But they don't like the flashiness.
What's flashy about production? When I step on the field, do I produce?
It takes away from the stereotype that they really.
So you saying that the
See,
flashiness?
that's what I'm saying.
So you saying the flashiness, the braggadocious stuff, take away the integrity of the game?
No, not it don't take away the entire game, but it's like they don't. It's like imagine they don't want him to be the front runner for the sport.
I mean, but what does his character and the way he's bragging got to do with the
He
sport?
ain't never been in trouble.
It's like
That's-
it bring excitement to it.
Right.
Just like John Morant with him doing all the antics that he been doing the last couple of weeks.
He doing too much.
He's definitely doing too much, especially with, you know what I mean, his track record.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right,
He
exactly.
shouldn't be doing nothing.
he should be
But I'm
sitting
saying,
down.
if he didn't have that track record, it's just excitement, a way to express yourself.
Yeah, the only thing getting him in trouble is his track record.
Yeah, he's track record.
If it would have been Steph Curry doing that,
They wouldn't have said
no problem.
Right. It's excitement.
Right.
You just showing
No
excitement.
problems. But you got caught up twice with real guns in the, and you doing the guns.
But outside of
you
that,
might
I don't
wanna
want to
do
get
something
away
different.
from what we're really talking about is I think they put a stigmatism on us as black people in
Absolutely.
our culture.
They do.
The way we celebrate and the way we carry ourselves.
What you call him? What you call him was, and what you call him? I'm gonna say his name. Baker Mayfield, quarterback, ended up going number 1 overall. He had the same type of demeanor.
Yes, he did.
He just want, you know what I mean, confident. You know what I mean? Want to go out there, want to have fun, want to rally, want to dance with his home. You know what I mean? Like that was his. They applauded it. They praised it. He went number 1 overall. Oh, the leadership. Oh, he's such a. But now, here come another young fella, produced on the field, never been in no type of trouble, never heard no negativity about anything off the field or none of that. But because he, you know what I mean?
Flamboyant.
Yeah, flamboyant, and
They don't
he's
like
out
that.
and he want to talk to his play.
Well, I think us as a people, as long as we ain't out here doing nothing in the streets and getting in trouble, this, that, and the third, keep doing you.
Yeah.
If you feel confident, you want to celebrate it, you having fun, and it's building your team up and this, that, and the third, like take Gil, for instance. Gil, part of the reason why the Eagles probably won the chip.
Oh, yeah,
Because
for
of that energy he brought. You
that
know what I mean?
energy, yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Gil and Wallow, $1 million worth of game in Philly.
Shout out.
But that energy was crazy.
And they said it. So the player said it.
That energy was crazy.
Yeah.
So why try to, you know what I mean, pour water on our parade just because we don't, our skin tones don't match? No, y'all keep doing what y'all doing, brothers and sisters out there. You know what I mean? I'm going to stand behind you. As long as you ain't out here doing nothing wrong in the streets, jeopardizing your family and putting a bad name on your family, doing bad shit, keep doing that crap, man. For real. It ain't hurting nobody, man. Shoot, if you confident, man, keep being confident.
Because if you want, who will?
Exactly. You gotta believe in yourself, man.
If you want,
got
who
to,
will.
man.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting though to see how it shake out. You know, like he's, you know, coming into the draft process. You know, he was the number one quarterback.
I'm a little excited because I'm
He was the number one quarterback. Why? Because of what he did on the field.
yeah, I'm supposed to be going down there for 3 days for the draft.
Yeah.
Working with the NFL, so that's gonna be pretty
And
exciting.
now they
for
talking
them.
about he might go fall to the 20s.
Who?
Shador.
To the 20s.
That's what they saying.
That's second round, ain't it?
No.
It's the end of the first.
end of the
Yeah.
first.
But
That's- he
it
ain't
really
going
come
that
down.
far.
It really come down to like I mean, it's like what team, and it's a few teams that need a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they might need some other things before him. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, do you need somebody that is willing to stand in the pocket, take a hit to deliver the ball? He has the best accuracy out of all the quarterbacks in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Just completion percentage is through the roof. What touchdown to interception ratio was perfect.
So pick a team. Like what?
In college, every team need that. That's what,
I mean,
that's what you.
every team need that, but what team need him right?
Well,
at
I
this
thought.
moment?
It was kind of projected that he might be going to the Giants, but now they didn't got Russell over there. So
Yeah. Why you think they got Russell?
I don't
Because
know.
they said we don't want to get Shador.
They didn't want to get Shador, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That was a politic move right there.
Cleveland. They need a quarterback.
Bad.
Right now they starting quarterback is who the boy Kenny Pickett. The boy
Who you
that
think
was
Shador gonna go
Pittsburgh,
to,
then was
Phil?
with the Eagles back up.
Who do you think he might go to?
They saying they saying if
Projected?
you don't, they're I'm seeing now maybe the Jets at 7. I don't think the Jets gonna get him. New Orleans at 9. But they saying if he don't go there, then in the 20s, and somebody might trade back up to get him.
I could see him going to New Orleans.
But two, and I don't want to act like I don't see this happening too. When the process first started, Dion was saying it was some teams they don't want him to go to.
Right. Yeah, he did say that initially.
So some of the turnoff could be, because you know they interviewing these dudes. Some of the turnoff could be the teams that he don't want to go to.
Okay.
If if you don't want a job and you go to a job interview,
You're not
just
gonna-
bomb the interview.
Right.
And you ain't gonna get hired.
Right.
So it might be some of that too. You know what I mean? To be fair, you know what I mean. Some of that might be happening in the process. That's and some of the negativity is self. You know what I mean? Inflicted. You know what I mean? Just because I don't want to go there. So you can say whatever you want. I want to get myself in a good organization, and then I'm gonna blow up when I get in there, like you said. So we'll see. But it's interesting just to see all the talk. And see how these guys stock go up and down just off of anonymous conversations.
Well, they all gonna get drafted one way or another.
Yeah.
They're gonna be in the NFL next year.
What about the young boy? You see the young boy killed himself?
Which young boy?
The young boy from LSU. He
No, what happened?
he was a high draft pick.
No, I think I did hear something about that. Seeing it on social
Kyron
media.
Lacey, I think his name
I think
is.
I did hear something about that. I just didn't tap into
Young
it.
boy. And his dad came out and was like, just basically saying to parents, he was like, yo, like, be listening to your kids. So he was like, even, you know what I mean? Like, don't look deeper than just the, like, oh, no, everything good. When you know something ain't right, dig deeper.
Right.
You
Well,
know
not
what I mean?
just
Like,
the kids, people in general.
yeah,
man.
but
a lot of people
he it's like a public service announcement to parents,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they hurting and
Right.
saying like, man, we might have been able to do something, but we didn't.
Why we didn't step in at the
Yeah,
time,
you know what I mean.
man.
We ain't do everything we could have possibly did.
Yeah.
Pay attention to your kids.
Yeah,
Pay
definitely
attention to your kids. Listen to them.
Because
Mental health is serious, man.
Very.
kids get so caught up into the social media where they keep comparing themselves to the people they see, and when they fall short, they're like, "Oh no, I'm not good. I'm not good enough." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this
You know what I mean?
boy was he was a top. He was nice. LSU
might have been
receiver.
stress though.
They
you
say-
know?
did
Yeah,
they
it
say
was
why?
something.
Yeah,
What, he committed
They
suicide?
ain't say it. Yeah, suicide.
Yeah, it was stress.
Shot himself?
I'm
It's stress.
guessing that's how he did it, but I don't even know.
And as parents, we gotta be able to take some of the stress off and let your child know, hey, you know what? be good at what you're doing, be great at what you're doing, but don't stress yourself about it.
But you don't know what that stress was. That stress
Yeah.
might have been something else. It might have been a girlfriend. Like you said, it
Get
might
into, get into the league.
Might
you know
have
what I'm
been
saying? Who
social
knows?
media.
He might have bombed the interview. You
Might have been anything.
Yeah, it could have been anything, but
know what I'm saying? But
I mean, like, that's crazy though.
give my
man.
condolences to his family too.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? Definitely give my
definitely.
condolences to his
Shout
family.
rest in peace to that.
Yeah, he got a
young
lot
man
of,
and
lot
his
of, you know what I
family.
mean, like Odell Beckham, like, you know, all the LSU family,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, they all, they was his, he was their little brother,
Mentors,
you
yeah.
know
They
what I
was
mean,
his
like
mentors.
everybody, like, you see him dancing, like he, you know what I mean, like, it's crazy.
Depression
But mental
is a
health
champ,
is
man.
real,
It's
man.
real, man.
It's real.
So in closing, what y'all want to close out with, man? Let's go ahead and wrap this up. We didn't cover too much. We just wanted to sit here and bust it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, talk about, you know, a little bit about us, a little bit about some of the stuff that's happening, man. I mean, it's life is good, man. Life is great. You know
life
what I
is
mean?
beautiful. As
Yeah.
long as you wake up in the morning, you got
Yep.
your health, you got everything you need. I mean,
Yep.
It don't even matter if you don't got a roof over your head. If you wake up, you got your health, you got everything you need to make it happen. You just gotta go out there and make it happen.
Just seize every moment. Just don't take your life, don't take your day for granted. Don't take your minutes for granted. Just make sure that every minute count. You know, if it's just something simple as, hey, you know what, just telling somebody that you love them. You know what I mean, you know, that within itself is strong. You know, but you know, just live life to the fullest. Don't second guess yourself. Don't put yourself on the back burner for other people. You know what I mean? You know, be helpful to people, but make sure that you put yourself first. You know what I'm saying? So that you can become the best version of who you're going to become. You know what I mean? Because you only come through this thing one time called life. You know what I'm saying? So you only come through it one time. So you got to seize the moment. You got to seize the opportunities. You can't let time waste. You know what I mean? You can't say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, because tomorrow might not come. You know what I mean? So, you know, just, you know what I mean? Be
Speaking
great.
of tomorrow not coming, like, you know, we at that age now, and I was looking at a post, you know, the boy one of the boys from Logan, right on 10th Street, passed. And I guess it was sudden because everybody like shocked, you know what I mean? But Meech got on there, Chisholm, and he was, you know, like just reflecting off a conversation he had with somebody, talking about, you know, health and, you know, like where we at. Like now, you know, we at that age where we ain't young boys no more, can just out here running around just doing anything. We getting up there.
Yeah, I you know, what you talking about? I had a doctor's appointment today.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor's appointment. You know, I noticed, you know, at night I get a little dry cough, you know, coughing at night. So I was like, let me go get this thing checked out. You know, some nasal congestion, and they put the camera up my nose, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like, yo, I don't want to go through this, but I gotta do. If I want to know what's going on,
You got to do it.
I had to do it. So he put the camera up my nose, down my throat, looked around, this, that, and the third. I'm sitting there like, oh man, he pulled it out. You know, thank God, you know, nothing's wrong or anything, but you know, any little thing, you need to go get it checked out,
for
man.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Because as you know, we starting to see, you know, a lot more of our peers and you know, people around our age, man, they leaving here, and at an age that's still young.
Yeah, look, I mean, Val Kilmore, he been struggling for years, but just like he passed away last week, and he was in his 60s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like wow. You know what I mean? So
It's better to be proactive than to be reactive when it comes to
You know
your
what I mean?
health. So.
Like you just said, you got one of these.
Yeah, one.
And if you don't take care of it, you know what I'm saying, and before something happened, it's hard to just bounce back after you done did damage to it and ain't catch something that you could have, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, we gotta be diligent.
So y'all, you know, men and women, y'all go out there, get those physicals. You 50 plus, go twice a year. Don't go once a year, go twice a year. Go whenever you feel. If you feel you get a bump on you, go get that thing checked out. Like I say it time and time again. Y'all work these 40 hours a week, 7 days a week, 5 days a week, whenever you paying this health insurance, and don't use it. Use the health insurance.
Yeah.
Use it. That's what it's for. You got mental health, all kind of coverages that you can use. You know what I mean? Use it. That's what it's for. And you know, I just want to give a disclaimer. We ain't no professionals or nothing.
No.
We just regular guys here. You know what I mean? We got a platform, just using our platform to give y'all our point in our discussion. And you know, hopefully y'all can get some some value out of it. You know, we gonna shit around and talk about the shits and play and have fun, but you know, we some serious guys and we want to give y'all some value and some positive words. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and close the show. Thanks for coming. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment on all social media platforms. Check out some of the prior episodes of the pod on YouTube. And y'all got anything else y'all want to tell the people out there?
No.
Be safe. Enjoy this good weather that's coming up.
Yeah, that's it.
Summertime is coming.
I'm looking forward to it. Open the pool up.
That's right.
Yeah.
So on that note, we here at the pod. We out.
Peace.
Peace.